Do you fade Friday's move or fade the move this morning? Which one?
Well, it depends on if you're short-term or if you're long-term. If you're a very short-term trader, you'd probably fade Friday's move. But bigger picture, you might want to be fading today's move.
Wrong. What's going on, everybody? Just give me 1 second. I'm just getting started here, so bear with me one moment. All right. So we heard from the pundits yesterday saying the fade Friday's move. Listen, to be honest with you, dude, I didn't know what to do either, right? There wasn't much news yesterday. I mean, Omicron did absolutely destroy the headlines over the weekend. I mean, oil's getting crushed. CAD Swissy's getting just absolutely shreked. US dollar, which last year during that pandemic was, I mean, it got strong, right? So we were looking for dollar strength amidst a panic. Also, risk off is usually, people jump into the dollar because it's as simple as it's the world's reserve currency. But that's not what happening right now. So basically, we got to trade the charts. We can't trade what we think should be happening. Stocks futures hit, vaccine worries, bonds jump, markets wrap. That was yesterday's news. Wait till they wake up to this morning. Bitcoin taking a hit after yesterday of Michael Saylor saying that he bought another. Shoot, I don't know. I know he's into it for $7 billion. And the last group of Bitcoins that he just bought, he bought at 59K. 59K. That's insane. So he's sitting on a massive position with a cost basis since he was at 3.1 billion down at about 27,000. With this new almost double the position size at 59, that would bring his cost basis up to somewhere in the mid 40s, more than likely, or low 40s. Well, no, not that high. Probably mid 30s. So yeah, I mean, that just enforces that $30,000 support. Bitcoin's, it's not getting crushed compared to other assets. Let's just go quickly around the board. The only thing that I seen that I wanted to trade today is possibly US or Euro Japanese yen. So let me pull that up real quick. Show you what's up with this. So this is the only asset that's pretty close to the open for yesterday's open. You can see last night, during the Asian session, it absolutely got slaughtered, but since the London Open, it's traded back to yesterday's open. So does this mean that it's going to go lower? Absolutely not. In fact, if you look at FinBiz, it says that euro is stronger than the Japanese yen. So this could mean that you could see euro yen move higher. The only way this rolls over is if euro rolls over and the yen strengthens, all right? And that could happen. So this is one of the only pairs that I got on watch so far, but I got a late start this morning as I'm getting live 10 minutes late, unfortunately. So let's go look at CAD Swissy. I just have to remember where it is. Here's CAD Yen on the daily. Pull that up. So yeah, it's getting a pretty good beating today. And remember, guys, the New York session hasn't even started yet, right? This is just from the Asian session and the London session. It can find a bottom here. The New York session could see it be faded, but this move was not faded. That was just a pullback. Here's the S&P 500. This is what we were looking at. I mentioned it during the members only live stream on Sunday, that if you just take a fib from there to there, which is Friday's range, this is the weekly chart, but this entire move came from Friday alone. All right, Friday alone. So this massive move right here, if you just took a fib, you got your 618 there. There's your old weekly Heath level there. All right, if we go into intraday price action, look how this traded. So it did get a bounce. Boom, boom, boom. So trying to short it yesterday morning was the wrong move. Here it is. at the 50% retracement of Friday's decline. Boom. So you did close a couple green candles above this hourly old support zone. All right. The reason I liked this one so much more than, say, this one is because if you look here, let's get rid of the fib. If you look at this support zone right there and you see where price sliced through it here, notice how it never got tested. This did not touch that, and this candle did not touch it. So that put like sort of a gap here and here. So this is why I liked this support zone more than the other. Also, it was a lot closer to the 50% retracement. So in a situation like this, the 50 or the 618, I mean, those are two key places to look to fade a pop in price amidst a panic or a sell-off. That's what happened last year during March 2020 with the S&P 500. The first week closed down massively. The next week, the whole week, it closed up green, right? The whole week closed up on the week, but it stopped short of the 618 retracement. That's where I bought puts, and the rest is history. I mean, those puts gained a lot of money very quickly. So, I mean, there's the move. Is it going to continue on into the day? Yeah, there's a pretty good chance of it because, like I said, that scare, and on top of that, you have Powell coming out last night around 4 o'clock saying that inflation in 2022 could possibly be higher than where it is right now. Right now, it's at 6.3%, the highest number in 20 years. You put that together with the scare, and yeah, you're going to see assets come off. All of them. Let's go to Forex.com, see if I got it. There it is. So there's CAD Swiss. Absolutely. I mean, that's crushed. That's destroyed. So in 3 days of price action, you've got a new low since September the 21st. So over a month and a half. Let's go check it out. Here's your monthlies. So you took out this month's low, that month's low, and not this month's low. So 2 months of lows you destroyed in 3 days. 3 days. So that 3 day looks similar to the daily. It's because we just got a new 3 day candle. So yeah, I mean, be careful, guys. When stuff's moving this big, you don't need to use a full size position because it's moving more, right? I think we've seen almost a 500 pip move on Aussie yen. Or was it? It wasn't that big, was it? All right, 300 pip move on Aussie yen. And that's an asset that usually moves anywhere from 30 to 50. So that's like 6 times bigger of a move. So you don't have to use as big position sizes. And also, obviously, the swings are going to be worse. But I just didn't think that would be enough. I thought that with them banning the flights and everything down there, that would be okay. But then there's a reported, there's one reported case in Japan. So we'll see. We'll see if it starts showing up all over the world, then the markets are probably going to crash. Because Moderna's already said that their vaccine isn't going to help against this new virus. So brace yourselves. And if you're long, obviously I'm long Bitcoin too, but I mean, Bitcoin can go all the way back down to $3,000 and I'll buy more. It depends on where you're situated. What's your risk? That's the important thing in all of this. Not what the pundits are saying on Bloomberg, not what crypto Twitter's saying, not what anybody's saying, other than what's your downside risk. Okay, that's what you have to pay attention to. That's what's important. My downside risk is Bitcoin can go all the way back down to 3K and I'm still going to be able to function on a daily basis, right? So you have to be situated like that too. If Bitcoin were to crash back down there, I'm not saying it'll go back down there. I'm just simply saying that's where it could go and I would still be fine. You need to situate yourself that way. So if you're in Bitcoin with a really big position up here above, $40,000, $50,000, you need to seriously think about this. So it's simple to see what happened back on March, but even on Bitcoin, it wasn't massive, right? It didn't last very long, just a couple weeks. Then it found support, but it came off 50%. We already seen a 50% drop on Bitcoin this year. So just keep that in mind. This thing can drop 50% in just a little while. Obviously, if it were to drop 50% from here, Michael Saylor's probably getting fired. Yeah, 28 grand. So, yeah, we don't want to see that. But it's possible. We'll be revisiting those yearly lows. There's not really a position on this. This could still be looked at as a pullback because the selling isn't vicious, right? I was looking for 4-hour support to hold last night. It didn't. This happened while I was asleep. It crashed right down through there. We have a new hourly level right there. You did get a close below it, but price is starting to move away. Now, this is the thing. This could just be a bounce getting ready to get sold back into. But this was a pretty good move. It did get stifled at Q1 resistance, and also this hourly Heath level. If you pull this level up right there, you'll see that it was almost an absolute perfect test of it. And then the trend line coming off from the highs. That's still in play. So remember, if you follow this channel and you're looking for bullish entries, we always say it's safer to let that break. Okay, as long as you're trading underneath the trend line, there's no reason to look for longs. I have not got long on Bitcoin just yet. I was looking for support to get long, but now everything's different. Yesterday I was looking for that. Everything's different. So we'll just continue to keep watching price and we'll continue to trade. We're doing just fine, right? Everybody's doing just fine. So we'll keep doing what we're doing. Nothing changes. But until you start looking for bullish entries on Bitcoin, this thing has to break. I mean, that's the clear daily downtrend. So we'll pull back out into the daily and show you. Oh, no, I want that gone. So there's your downtrend. It's perfect, right? Lower high. This is your low. This is your, this basically is the low that if you get below it, you have a new structure. The market has changed, right? And we did there. And not only did we get below it, we closed below it, which infers weakness. Pulls back into a Heath level and boom. But it still didn't go very far, right? It stayed here pretty hard to get through that. And then it broke down and then we're right back up. So this is why I was looking for possible support. You can check the daily if you want, but it matches pretty closely to that hourly. Just pull it over there like that. And price is trading back up above it. So just keep an eye on it. Right there. That's that daily support zone. It's an old support zone. Price has already traded through it. But it's still holding. Right? You can see there that it is holding. So probably what I would do is from here on out, since we do got this news and people are scared. People are running to bonds like crazy. When people start running to bonds, other assets get crushed. There you go. Friday, yesterday, today. People are running to bonds. They're afraid. When they get afraid, they run to bonds. They did that back in 2020 as well. There you go. Boom. Big move on bonds. So I don't think we'll see nearly the size of the move that we did see last time unless they can't stop it, right? They can't stop it, then things are going to be trouble. And they can't fire the printer up as, you know what I'm saying? What are they going to do? They're going to keep printing and inflation all the way up to 15, 20%. That way, when you go to the store to buy a gallon of milk, it'll be like $18, $20. They can't do that. So we'll see what happens. Just be very, very careful in these very risky environments. There is risk out there that you need to be worried about. But as of right now, today's not looking terrible. That's not a big down daily range. Yes, you took out yesterday's low, but that's okay. As long as you're not closing dailies below 56,938, you may find support, or you can do what I said and wait until you get a clear, obvious breakout above this trend line and these resistance levels. All right. You got one more month until the end of the year. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with that, but this is that Q1 res. So if you're trading above that at the end of the year, there's a pretty good chance Bitcoin's going to head higher. Now, it did close a monthly, and I I was one of the first ones to even bring this up. I brought it up on the close because I understand these candles can be, they don't wait until the last minute before the candle close and then it'll have a big pop. And that's what we did here. Got above resistance. I went back in time and showed on an old chart on Twitter about how when Bitcoin does break monthly candles to the upside, breaking over key areas or old all-time highs, you get continuation. It's happened every single time. There's always a first. This month still looks good to me. This is just a pullback monthly. If this monthly was all the way down here, then I'd be sweating it, right? Then I'd be sweating it, but it's not. It's right there. So just keep an eye on it. It's at support. In my opinion, there's nothing to do unless you're day trading. And if you're day trading, then today the position is a short. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. That's as objective as you can get. Here's your daily open, 1900 hours. So as long as you're trading below $57,838.06, you're looking for short. If you get above that, you could still find a Heath level right there and get crushed. So, I mean, you don't fight the trend, right? You never try to pick the bottom. So we'll see what happens if it gets up there, if that's a shortable event. I did take a position on BAT over the weekend because it was nice and strong. Let's go look at that position real quick. So this was the position that I took, not there, but I was watching that last night. No, it was here. Sorry. This is my entry. There. Came down. I didn't take profits on it yet because, Friday happened. So I was going to see what happens with it. See if it rolls over. So far it's rolling over, but it's not selling off like I would want to see it selling off. This is just a methodical push lower. So this thing could absolutely find support. Last night I was watching this level here because that's an hour supply zone. You can see how this hourly closed right at the level. So when price was pushing up, what I was saying is if price traded up and closed above that level, I was going to exit my position. I was going to exit the position with, it would have been like at that point about a 7% gain on the account's equity. And I'm okay with that. That's a nice win. But as of right now, the account's up like, not the whole account, but the position's up like almost 50%. I didn't take this position with a full size, all the money I have on the account. I just took it with about a quarter of the position size because I wanted to short some other things if I got a signal. And by leaving or taking those quarter positions, that gives me 4 possible positions that I can take on the account's equity. And if I can catch all these things at highs, I'll be happy with that. I'm not trying to. Obviously, I'm not trying to do that, but it's nice if it happens. So right now, that's where my short is. 1.7621 on BAT. This would have been nice to see something like this, but we're not getting that. Right now, it's just a slow, small move. And you can clearly see where it's holding support right now and old resistance. Here, this hourly candle. That's where price is finding support. So that's where the range is going to be for now. I will drop this down to here and basically say if we get an hour close above 1.60, then I will close that position, as it should bounce around in this area for a little while before moving lower, if it's going to move lower. This is not a bearish asset, not even in the slightest bit. 3 red days, but they're not massive red days. You've not even tested the low of this breakout candle yet, or this big daily bullish candle. So it's got to be looked at as a pullback. Chances are it'll find support right there. Whoop. So we'll see what happens with this. Let's go over here to the purple list and check on Ethereum. It's green on the day. So Ethereum's green on the day. Look at that. Strong Ethereum. So Bitcoin went down yesterday. Ethereum went up. Also, this down move could just be a shakeout because Michael Saylor did buy so much Bitcoin that could put some support under it, right? So this down move, this first initial move lower, I'm assuming he did it yesterday. That's when the news happened. this initial move lower. It could just be a shakeout move. So that's also a reason why I'm kind of looking for it to hold support. But Ethereum is stronger than anything right now. Let's see here. Nope, BLX, that doesn't count. Luna's at 4% up on the day. BITO, which is Bitcoin's, it's not trading, pre-market's at 37.17. Shiba's up 15% almost, 14%. Shiba has been holding better than I thought it would. Let's just say that. It's holding a lot better than I thought it would. I figured by now this thing would be not even being talked about. So I guess Kraken putting it on exchange has really got the people in here buying it up. It's bullish as can be on a day where everything else is getting destroyed. This thing is just flying to the upside. So run, little Shiba, run. See how far it can go. Obviously, we're not looking to take positions up here. You got a key hourly swing high right there, so you can find resistance here. But if there's like any pullback candle, that's when you're looking for your entries. So yeah, not doing nothing to Shiba. It's already up 15% on the day. Could it go higher? Yes, but you're trying to buy the highs. Everything else is down, but nothing's really down big. Let's go over to KuCoin, as that has all of the futures prices. This isn't it, sorry. Let's see what we got here. We're looking for anything down big. Everything looks to be under 2%. So nothing is down huge. There's one, Graph tokens down 3.4%. Okay, Matic's down 4. Yeah, 4%, that's nothing. So cryptos is taking this news better than stocks and better than some FX pairs. That's crazy. If you're looking for entries, then basically you want to look for something that's close to yesterday's open as possible. So that would be here. It's right there. Basically, you can tell just by looking at this. See how it says 0.09? 0.00 is open. That's your daily open. This means you're like almost 1% up on the day. It's 2% down on the day, 7% down on the day. So the one that I'm short just happens to be the one that's down the most on the day. That's just pure luck. Absolute luck. All right, so what else was there? Let's go back and look at Ethereum. I want to see what it's doing on the intraday. It's just moving higher. So it's in the area where Bitcoin was yesterday. Pretty much the same thing. Let's see if this has a quarterly res. No, it doesn't. Ethereum's trading at all-time highs. There is no quarterly res, no monthly res either. Barely. There's one. All right, so we'll mark that. That's where, let's see here. Let's go over here. That's this. That's today. This is that month. So yeah, you just popped up there and it found support. Moved higher. Jesus, how many alarms do I got? There's nothing to do on it. This is where it found resistance yesterday, Bitcoin. And it's rolled over pretty hard. So you might find resistance there on ETH. And also get you above that swing high. Nice little stop run before it rolls over. If it rolls over. There's nothing that says it has to. Bitcoin's only down 1% on the day. So it's not bad. Not bad. I know I got a lot of stuff up here. Let's get rid of this one. That one's important. This is your daily open. 4-hour support. We can crush that since it did not hold. Yeah. So you're looking for support. If you're looking to take bullish entries on Bitcoin, you're looking for support around 56,817 or 56,598. And those are the absolute last places I would look for potential bullish entries. As if you get back all the way down here in the span of an hour, you're not bullish. You will not be bullish. Okay? So look for these two areas to potentially hold. As long as the dollar's getting crushed, that can only help Bitcoin also. I mean, look, euro is prospering because of the dollar getting crushed. So is pound CAD, pound USD. Pound yen is down. Pound yen is down, but not nearly as bad as it should be. Let's go back and look at euro yen, because that was the only one that I liked. I need on watch. So it's going to play around. I got two different assets here. One's from Forex.com, one's from Oanda. One's up on the day, one's down on the day. So a little bit crazy. A little bit crazy price action. I'm looking for that hourly there to hold as resistance. But it's not looking weak. So what you have here is you have a trap. What I was looking at as a potential trap candle, breaking and closing above your old hourly res here, right? This is your daily open. Where was it? There. So you can see you closed above your daily open, closed above your daily open. So this sets in a new resistance on the day. So I was looking for that to hold. This broke and closed above. So now what I want to see is this get taken out. I want to see an hourly close below this candle's open. If you get that, then you can look for push up and short, aiming at today's low, which is this baby right there. And that would be a pretty nice trade. And as you can see, also with the risk, 35 pips to the downside, your risk will be these highs here. 12 pips to the upside. So the risk, in my opinion, is down. If we go look at the daily, you can see what I'm talking about. See, euro was strong Friday as well, but it got crushed because yen was stronger. So right now, Finviz says that euro is stronger than the yen, but this can change at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I wouldn't be looking for taking entries this early either. All right. Most of the times when I do that, I get stopped out. Very rarely do they work. My sweet spot is from 7 to 10. Those are the two best time, that's the time window that you're looking to take entries on FX. 1 hour before the New York Open and up to 2 hours after. So that's the only one that I've seen. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. What's up, Heath? Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Ricardo, Wes, Tom, Ed, Danny? If BTC closed, can't even speak this morning. If BTC closed below 58.8 today, will this be a bull trap on the monthly? No, it has to take out the monthly low for it to be a trap. All right, so let's delete all this stuff. For this trap to be considered a trap, this candle has to close below the low. You have to take out this candle's low. That would say that this is a trap, and any pop back up to as high as that candle's close would be looked at as a shorting opportunity. Unfortunately, it doesn't always work, though. Keep that in mind also, Danny. Right? Everything works in trading, just not all the time. Okay? My edge is pretty tight. As the dudes that trade next to me all day long, they can tell you. My edge is tight. I have a pretty good hit rate. So, but it doesn't always work. And neither does any analysis out there. But yeah, in order for this to be a trap, you have to take out that candle's low. A close below it would be even better if you're looking for this to be a trap. Obviously, I'm not. I'm positioned bullish Bitcoin. I want Bitcoin to go to $1 million. I want it to get there tomorrow. If it did, I could probably retire. Obviously, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that has to be taken out before you can say that it's a trap. As long as you're closing above the midpoint, then this is just a pullback, right? It's just a pullback. So your Q1 resistance is also monthly resistance. So there's a little bit of confluence there. And this monthly range isn't nothing, man. It's nothing. This whole setup for these 2 months can still be bullish as long as you're not closing below that 618 on a monthly basis. And there's literally 12 hours left on this candle. So Bitcoin would have to see something massive today to the downside to even infer that you're looking for shorts. It's still bullish. This is still bullish. It's still bullish. You're just seeing a small pullback. And it's taking a whole month to do it, which is fine. And there's your 618. That's your monthly open. This is that. Also, when you see this, is technical analysis is so awesome. This is also the first day of this month. And that's when we took off shorts. That's when we took off our shorts. Well, we took profits on the lows, but we left a small piece on because we got short up here, right? We took profits and we left a small piece on. We moved our stop to break even. Once this happened, once this day happened, we were on watch because you closed above daily res here. Then this happened on the very first day of the month. Boom. So that pretty much gave you a good idea as to what you could possibly be looking for that month to come. There was literally no down on that month. This one little push lower, that's your monthly low. It went straight up, and that was, that was awesome. Fantastic stuff. So yeah, you have to get all the way down here. It looks good. It still looks good. Still learning good stuff. Thank you, Rob. If you stick around, man, if you can put up with my antics, my shenanigans, you will learn some stuff. I promise you that. This is the best channel on YouTube to learn how to analyze candles. Best. There's no questions. Good morning, everybody. Check Crow just for the fun. All right, let's go look at it. Is that a crypto or a stock? It is a crypto. I don't know what it is, but let's go look at it. Woo! It's having a good month. Having a good month. Has it got more data on Binance or something else? FTX, Capital.com, KuCoin. Oh, there you go. Yeah, there's more data. Oh, that's a daily. So yeah, there's tons more data on KuCoin. Crypto.com. Yeah, they named a stadium after this company. That's why it's flying, man. A stadium in the US of A. It's insane. It's pulling back right there, support. I mean, if you're looking for bullish entries, you don't want to see a daily close below that. 69 cents. That's going to be where you want to see this thing hold. I would hazard a guess and say that if you get back down there, you might be able to look for bullish entries, but just understand you're trying to pick the bottom of a potential down move. That's going to be your risk. You might not even get a test of that level again. So watch the hourly res or support at 6917. See if it holds there. So this candle can stay red. You just got an hourly close above resistance, so it looks like the bulls are indeed looking to take off. So watch hourly closes. These two levels, as you get an hourly close below this bottom one, you're done because it's probably going lower. Doesn't mean it will. It just means that the high probable stuff is over with. Anything as long as you're closing. If you tack this level here and then start to see like an instant rejection or pull away on a smaller time frame chart if you want, but if you just watch the hourly, it'll be red. It'll come all the way down to that line. And then you'll start to pull back and you'll see this like a wick like this. That's what you want to see. You could potentially take an entry there and put your stop below that level. Alright? That means you're only looking for at least this high. So the smaller your stop loss gets, that means the smaller your target has to be also. And if I pull it back here, you can see that it's definitely been boom. So you did get a lower close, but that hourly Heath level is still intact. This one here, that's the lowest one, and it's still intact. But that's your daily support. See what happens. It might find support here. But it's definitely having a good month. XAU up a bit, XAG basically unchanged. ETH BTC, well, I used to trade it over on Kraken. I used to trade it a lot, but I don't anymore because I took all my funds out of Kraken. So I'll go look over here I mean, it's doing good. The last time that I was looking at ETH, I was looking for entries around the 5 spot, which would have been around in here, but I missed that entry. And it's been basically range bound from 57 to up to 8,000. I mean, look, it's strong. It's definitely stronger than Bitcoin. It's holding in a very wide range, but I mean, this was your buying opportunity here. It's getting ready to break out. It's what it looks like to me. It looks like it's getting ready to break out. And with ETH, what ETH's doing today compared to what Bitcoin's doing, I mean, that's why ETH's up on the day. And the dollar's getting crushed. So ETH USD is green on the day, whereas Bitcoin is red. But there's nothing to do now. There's nothing to do now. You don't want to buy it up here. I mean, the chances of it rolling over are good, right? Even for a little bit. So if you're looking to buy it, you need to look to buy it on the lows or near the lows. So, I mean, here's your low right here. Here's your first low. And let me get rid of these lines as to not confuse you. All right, there's your low. Boom. You got a bounce from there. A big bounce, right? So when it came back, that's your opportunity to get long. I know it's hindsight, but it works the same way all the time, right? There's your low. And until you get a daily closure below that, you're golden. You never did get a daily closure below that. You wicked into it. This day, you wicked into it again. So this, you know, either one of those two wicks would have been potential perfect buying opportunities. Anytime you get a swing low, that's where you're looking to buy. Not at the highs. Because just like up here, this traded up and then it got sold into. Because people are taking profits up there. Right? Traders buy low, they sell high. I do the same thing. I buy at support, I look to sell at resistance. I don't buy breakouts. Yes, in crypto, a breakout can go a long ways. But I've also seen a lot of breakouts fail in crypto. Lots and lots of them. So just be careful. But it does look like it's trying to rip. It looks like it's trying to break out. You're into daily res right now. There. And then your next daily resistance is there. So you got two potential areas of resistance. If it breaks out, a measured move puts it up around 105 or a little higher, right? The measured move is basically this swing because you've been trading inside of it. So if you put like a little arrow there, brought it up to here and then pulled it up, you'd get about a move up to there. That would be the measured move, but I still wouldn't buy the breakout. I just wouldn't. Even knowing that the possible measured move is all the way up there, I still wouldn't buy it. It's just not my style, not my strategy. What do I think about Euro NZ? Let's go look at it. I don't like trading New Zealand pairs simply because the freaking spread on these things are always terrible. Look at this. This is Oanda, and there's a 6.9 pip spread. All right, 6.9 pip spread. Obviously, I wouldn't do anything with it today because the daily range is already expanded to the upside. You've already taken out that candle's high, so that would have been the target for me. If I would have gotten long here, I would have been taking profits there. But so that's already happened. I can't look to do anything with it right now. It's had 5 fantastic days. NZD weakness along with Euro strength. Boom, big move to the upside. But this spread is even worse on something like a Forex.com. 9.5 pips. So just for shits and giggles, let's go in here to the 5-minute chart and take a bullish entry on this. All right, this is the paper trading account. And I lowered it down to $1,000 yesterday because I was going to try to grow it again if I got time. I don't know if I will, but so let's just show you. This is a 5-minute chart. This is what your spread would look like if I bought 1,000 units. Right there. So that's me getting long. That shows you just how bad it is. I mean, that's not bad though. That's not right. That's definitely not right. That's not 9 pips away. Damn near it. So this is 9 pips away. This is where it should have put me in up there. Maybe since it's the trading or the paper account, it's fake money, so they just split it up. But yeah, the spread's terrible on this. When I take my entries, I want them very close, because usually I'm playing within just a couple pips. Just a couple pips will determine whether or not you enter the position or not. We get really tight entries sometimes. I mean, as tight as you can get. But like, there's nothing to do on it, right, Dion? There's nothing to do, my friend. Wait for it to pull back. First area to watch, obviously, will be your old daily support, which will also be daily Heath level. So that's going to be your very first place to look for potential support. Your very first place. Doesn't mean it'll hold, no. But that's where you won't be doing anything until price at least gets to there. NASDAQ doesn't look bad, so it's like heading back to retest the 50 of yesterday's bullish candle. I don't trade the NASDAQ. I can go look at it though. What is it? US 100? I can't remember what it is. It doesn't tell me what index. Is this it, Wes? I'm not sure. I got the NQ1, but that's not trading right now, so it can't be that. You have to be looking at the CFD on the NASDAQ. Let's just pull up NQ1 and see if it looks like that. No, that's not right. My Forex. Yeah, so that is the NASDAQ. Yeah, it looks better, but it has a bunch of different stuff in it, right? Oh, this is the E-mini futures. So it is pulling back to about the midpoint, but it's still red on the day. So I don't like buying red days unless it's, you know what I'm saying? It's just, the reason for it is because it's down on the day. Like that, I know it doesn't make sense, but it's just that simple. It's red on the day. So why look for bullish entries on an asset that's red? Right? I mean, to pick a bottom, okay. Go ahead. I know you don't, but I'm just saying. It's red on the day. Up here's your open. I think this thing opens an hour after Forex, so 1800. There's a gap too, so that's probably the open. I mean, man, it's not as nasty as Friday, but it's red on the day, and it's trying to break down right now. There's support. Notice how your hourly closes are getting closer and closer and closer to support. Chances are this is going to break. It's not even New York open yet. Why are you closing 2/3 of your position? Why not 25% or 50%? How much leverage are you using in your trades? I'm taking the biggest position possible in FX, but I'm only risking 1% of the total account's equity. All right? So I'm not using the biggest position that I can. I can use, if I'm doing that, then that gives me enough margin in my account to take a few other trades. It's all about margin. So yeah, if I do a 2-to-1 trade, then yes, I made 2% on the trade. You don't make as much money. I mean, you can make as much money on FX as you do in stocks, but you got to do it safe, right? It's the safest way possible. 1% of risk on a FX account is a decent risk. You can risk as much as 10% if you go levered up, full size position. But I don't suggest do that, because if you lose more than 3 or 4 in a row, your account's going to be gone by 50%. which means you have to make 100% just to get back to even. Think about that. You have to double your money just to break even. Leverage is bad, guys, if you're using it like that. You're going to get killed. You're never going to win. You're never going to make money using a whole position size, like more than 1% of your account's equity. Because you can take up to 10 losses in the span of a week easily, especially if you're over trading. So if you do that, if you take 10 trades and you lost them all, your account's equity's down 10%. Is a 20% gain easier than a 100% gain? Yeah, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier. So it's just math. It's simple math. Simple math. It's about hitting consistent small gains. If I can do a 2% win on FX here, and sometimes our positions get such good entries, I've made as high as 10 and 12% in a day with FX. That's rare, right? But it happens. It happens. So yeah, I mean, you can do 5% in a week in FX easily just by risking 1%. And if you can do 5% a week, man, in like 5 years you're gonna be the richest man in the world. 10 years, because that compound growth. That's how trading wins. That's how you win in trading. When you start looking at compounding your equity curve, you want a slight ascending, rising curve. And if you're doing that and you maintain a 1% risk, eventually your position size is going to get bigger just by using 1% risk all the time, as long as you're making money. What's up, Pepe? Mommy's asleep. Go away. He's a talkingest cat, I know. But yeah, sorry about the rant. And why are you closing? Okay, so the other part of that question, why am I closing 2/3 of my position? Because I'm a day trader. So I know I'll have another opportunity in the next day or two. So I don't need to try to get rich off of my positions. And by being a day trader, you very rarely hit those trades that keep going. Those continuation trades, they just don't happen rarely or that often. Okay? So by me practicing and losing for so long and taking down notes and keeping track of everything, I revealed to myself over time that if I would just take, more than half of the position off, move the stop up to break even, that way if I do catch a continuation trade, I'm still in there with 1/3 of the original position size. So if you're taking a 30 pip stop, you're going to be using about the same size position. So all I'm doing by taking 2/3 of that position off is I'm narrowing it down from a day trade position size to a swing trade position size, and I've already gotten paid on the day. So the trade can come right back and stop me out, and I'm golden. I just made, almost a whole percent, or almost a whole 2%, or 4%, or whatever. So I made that, then I closed out 2/3 of the position, moved the stop up. Then if you get lucky and nail a pound yen, for instance, because this is the only position I am currently in still, right? I took this trade here. My target was low of day. Took 2/3 of the position off and must start to break even. So I'm in this position with about a position size with a 30 or 40 pip stop on a percent risk. So I'm essentially in this position with a swing trade. And how many days is this that I've been sitting in the position? Right now, this position is up nearly 6x, 6 times than how much I made on the initial position, on the initial trade. So this position is up almost 6x, 6 times more than what I made on this day. So that's why I do that. Also, I caught pound yen down here the same way. If you're new to the channel, welcome. But I caught this move here on pound yen doing the exact same thing. I was aiming at the high of day. Took 2/3 of the position off. Then I'm going to start to break even. Then a few days go by and this thing breaks out and then just boom. And all I did was kept moving my stop up, moving my stop up, moving my stop up, moving my stop up, until eventually this move right here caught me, took me out of the trade. So I made from here all the way to like down in here, right? Or no, it had to be in here, because it wasn't long after I took the position, it was gone. Just boom. That's why I do it. That one trade right there made my whole year. Made my whole year almost, right? So that's why I do it. Guys, it ain't about how much money you make. It's about consistently chipping away. It's about consistently taking small gains out of the market. If you can do 1% per week, you will perform just as good as a buy and hold strategy on the S&P 500. If you can do 2% per week, well, technically it's got an 8 to 12% range, the S&P 500. Right? You can crush it. I meant month, sorry, not week, month. If you can do 1% per month, you will be doing better than the S&P 500. 1% per month. That's one trade per month. You see what I'm saying? It's not about more trades. It's about highly effective, high probable entries. You could take 1 to 2 trades per month and don't do it again until next month. And as long as you can consistently win and you can beat the S&P 500, you're in the top echelons of the best traders in the whole world, because 90% of everybody that does this loses money. 90% of all the YouTubers, all those rich trader YouTubers out there, 90% of those people are losing money in the markets. They are making money by selling you shit. That's how they're making money, not by trading. That's why I don't sell things. It's the whole reason. I don't need to. But yeah, sorry about the rant. Yeah, just try it. I mean, it might not work for you, the 2/3 of the position size. Maybe, with time and if you keep a diary, you can basically figure out what works best for your personality, because personality is everything in this. It's how often you're trading. Are you winning first and foremost, right? You don't even need to be asking other people how much money they make or anything unless your equity curve is going up. If your equity curve is still going down, welcome to the channel, because I'm going to try to help you with that. But you have to take what I say and put it into practice. It's about consistency. Try to get consistent in your entries first. Then you can tweak your strategy to basically stop taking as many losses. But it definitely works for me. I've watched the Absolute Beginner series. I really like to watch your videos. Can you answer my question in this chat regarding risk management? I think I just did. I'm never risking more than 1%. And if you trade with Oanda or FX.com on this, then your risk percentage is so easy to manage. You just simply put in your stop loss, and then it'll calculate. If you put in your risk units, it calculates how much position size you need to only lose 1% if you're wrong. It's a flawless strategy. It's the best charting software in the world, I think, for trading FX. Oh shit. Okay, there we go. Hey, do you mentor or teach by any chance? I've been stuck on the same spot for a while now. I need to progress somehow. I do not. I do offer a Discord as a donation thing, and maybe that'll change later on. But being in the CTM community still, I'm very busy answering questions all day long. So I did hide it behind a paywall. But you can do that if you want. It's $25 a month. I mean, you probably spend more than $25 a month on coffee, and you can get the best mentoring in there that you're going to get anywhere else. And also, I show my trades, right? Essentially, what I'm doing, if I'm trading, if I'm not, what positions I'm looking at, right? So on and so forth. But it's not for everybody, because people think that I'm taking trades every single day and I'm just crushing it. That's not the truth. The truth is I'm hitting maybe 2 to 3 trades per week, and sometimes no trades per week. You just have to be patient. But if you do it, I mean, there's a lot of people, not a lot, but I have a small group of people, and some of them have been there since I started, and they haven't left. So some people see value there, and some people don't. Some people leave, right? It's just what you're looking for. I guess you have to ask yourself if it's got value or not. But you don't have to do that. You can just simply watch these videos and come and ask questions, right? Because I do everything out here I do it all the same way in there. I don't hold nothing back. I'm not trying to get people to go do the Discord. I like that it's small. That's why I put everything out on my strategy out on all my videos, because you can simply just watch them and get what I'm saying. But yeah, if you want to go that route, there's a link in the description. That's the same question. Heath, would you really retire? No, I can't retire, Wes. I love this stuff, man. I mean, what's the point? How hard is it? I get up around 7 o'clock in the morning. I look at my computer screens for like 2-3 hours, and then the rest of the day's mine. I can do whatever I want. There's no way I'd retire. Might not be as active one day, but Euro Yen is hugging daily support. Yeah, it's not doing what I wanted it to do, but it's just now getting to be where it's time to start looking for entries, right? 7 to 10. What can happen to ETH right now? It can keep going up or it can go down. I know you don't want to hear that, but that's what can happen to ETH right now. It can either keep going up or it can go down. It looks like it's trying to break out above daily resistance. I mean, this is the 6 o'clock candle. You've had a pullback and now you're exploding upwards. So, I mean, it's moving higher. It can definitely go higher. It looks like it wants to go higher. But once you get above this swing high, then you're going to know what's going to happen. So if you get up in here around 45.60 or 45.79 and then it starts to retreat, then this is probably just a stop run. They're just pushing price up like they did on Bitcoin. See, I bought the 3-day close down here. I bought this just because it was 2 minutes before the 3-day closed. So I bought it and I got the very low tick. Moved up. I took profits here on this move because of hourly res there. I took profits. I moved my stop to break even. Then here, look at this. It pushes down, takes me and a bunch of other people out of their positions before then putting in the real move to the upside. Whoop. So you could see something similar to that on ETH, but the other way. But Bitcoin's gaining strength. Bitcoin's moving higher right now. But it's still early. Remember, you got an hour and a half before the New York Open. Can you check Chainlink? Yeah, I'll check that, and then that's going to have to be the last one. I got to go. Got to get ready. Got to find some stuff to trade. Where's it at? I think I got it on the purple list. Linky, stinky, linky. There you are. So it looks just like Bitcoin almost, right? You're getting an hour push. I bet BAT's even pushing up now. So, I mean, it's doing the same thing. I still wouldn't be getting really too bullish on it just yet because you did penetrate and you did close below support. Here would have been your support. And you do have daily support up there. It's an old daily Heath level, an old supply zone or demand zone. There's your breakdown. So you've tested it as resistance. But one could argue and say that that's the new resistance there. And I don't know what this is. So it looks like it's okay. So if you get a 4-hour close above your daily open, you're probably going to close green on the day. There's your daily open. So if you go back and look intraday, let's stretch it out. So here's 1900 hours. So there's your daily open. Let's get rid of this. That's to not confuse you. If you get above this and you can stay above it and it holds a support once you get above it, that's going to be your target. This area here. That will be the target. That's yesterday's high. This right here is today's high. This candle, that's your daily high. That's yesterday's high. It looks like you're trying to move up. But let me explain something. It can find resistance here. Right here is if I was looking to short it or looking for short side continuation, I would be looking for entries either here or here to take a short, aiming at today's low. So be careful. That's why it's vital. It needs to get up here before I'd even start looking for possible entries. And I just wouldn't, right? Because at this time, in my opinion, all the volume, or in an hour, all the volume would be done with the day. So whatever it's going to do then, later on. But watch those two prices on link, 25.00 and 24.87. That's funny that 25.00 is your daily open. 25.01 if you round it up. It's got some strength now though, but that doesn't mean anything. This can end up being a wick. There's 22 minutes on this candle's close. Alright guys, with that being said, if you have any questions, once YouTube posts this video, once they get done doing whatever they got to do, it'll be up. You can leave a question. I answer them all, or most of them, right? I try to. I don't get them all sometimes. So just be patient. I will answer them about any questions you got. With that being said, next time I'll be live will be Thursday morning, same time, same channel. And I'll see you then. For the rest of you, make sure you trade safe, trade smart, and as always, happy trading, everybody.